Hello, beautiful people. My name is Father Sweet, and today I shall be reading to you a Tommy Douglas story. This is a Reader X type story, so please feel free to pretend you were in this story, because that is how it was intended to be enjoyed. So without further ado, let us dive on in. Reader X One Piece, Crippling Realization by Tommy Douglas. The cheerful blue sky reflected off the endless ocean sea. Before this very ocean, you were standing at the docks. Your meeting with your alliance with Link. You turned to watch a strange-looking ship filled with patches and a multitude of colors. It was a rather short ship. From the ship you heard lots of screaming. You knew not to get involved with these sort of things, but you also knew someone was in potential danger. You get up with no concern of your own sandwich, dropping it to the ground. You make your way to the ship, with your blank in hand. The screams got louder and louder with each step you took. Screams! Screams of a man in pain! The closer you got to the ship, the more putrid the smell got. The air was filled with an aroma of human fecal matter and horseradish. The smell did not get to you. You were a blank, on your way to stop a potential threat. You hop onto the ship and immediately greeted with a strange-looking bug-eyed man with a straw hat and a red raggedy vest and a diaper. He opens his mouth to greet you. His smile is wide, wider than humanly possible. His breath smelled of juices and grape juice. "Hey! My name's Luffy," said the strange man. "Yeah, that's great." You roll your eyes. "Where's the screaming coming from?" "Huh?" The man turned around. He nodded and smiled from the realization. "Oh! That's just our marksman, Woosop!" Luffy clapped his hands while shouting the name Woosop over and over. You try to step back, but you trip on the wooden plank holding the doorway open, causing it to close. You try to jiggle the door open, but it's stuck. You decide to attempt to hop off while Luffy was screaming for his Woosop, but it was too late. Luffy arrived with a man with a very large nose. He didn't want to be rude by leaving right in front of them, so you decided to stay. "Hey! This is Woosop!" Luffy pointed to the man with the large nose. His eyes were droopy, and his hair was unkempt, shiny, and had a lot of gum stuck inside of it. Usopp couldn't seem to produce any audible words, only gibberish. He blew bubbles with his spit, and his drool rolled down the sides of his face. "Is he okay?" you asked. "Him? Yeah, he's fine. He used to live with a rich girl who took care of him and stuff." "What happened to the girl?" you hesitantly ask. "Huh? Oh, right!" Luffy chuckled, which made you feel uneasy. "We just took him!" He didn't want to know anything else from there. Your only thought was to get out of there. You felt extremely uncomfortable and not safe. "Listen, I gotta go." "Aw, man, really? So soon?" Luffy frowned. Usopp began to choke. "He okay?" you shouted. "Oh, he must be coughing up a hairball. We forgot to cut his hair," said Luffy. From the back of Usopp's throat came a hairy ball with corn in it. Usopp tried to eat it, but Luffy pulled back on the leash and stopped Usopp from consuming it. Luffy smacked Usopp across the head. The impact made a loud sound. Usopp stopped pursuing the hairball. "So yeah, Usopp is our marksman." Luffy pulled a rifle out of the barrel and handed it to Usopp. "Here you go, Usopp." "Yeah, I gotta go now." You try to open the door, but you hear Luffy let out a loud sigh. You felt a hint of guilt deep inside your heart. You clench your teeth and turn around to Luffy. "Hey, sorry. I gotta get going to Blank Island to meet the Blank Pirates. Nothing against you." "We can take you!" Luffy shouted, grabbing you by the arm and forcing you to sit in the chair. He gave you an innocent wide smile. You wanted to hit him to protect yourself, but you figure he was too nice to harm anyone as strong as you. You take a deep breath and sigh. "Alright, I'll tag along for a while." Luffy gave a really happy grin and jumped around. "Alright! In the meantime, I'll give you a tour of the ship while you wait to get to the island." You decide to look around. You were in too much shock to notice the large group of people staring you down scattered across the ship. You get up and scratch the back of your head. You smile. "Alright, show me around." You shake your head. See that man over there? The guy with the big arms? That's Frankie, our shipwright! Luffy pointed to the man with the long blue hair, filled with a lot of hair products. He took a step closer to you. His smile was crooked and had a light cigarette stuck out of his mouth. Whoa, is he a cyborg? He's got bolts sticking out of him, you asked. Oh no, we just painted some of his tumors to look like gears and bolts. Luffy picked his nose. You did not say a thing. No words could be forced out. You looked the other way, away from Frankie. Oh, and don't let him touch you, Luffy stated. What? Why? You ask. Just don't let him touch you. Luffy looked at you with a dead, serious look. You step back a little. Okay, so that's our friend over there, Nami. That's our navigator. He pointed to a heavy-set woman with seemingly no neck. Her face was as red as a cherry, and it was completely covered in blemishes and acne. She stared blankly at the sky, not once blinking. He decided not to ask what was wrong with her. It was best you didn't provoke her. Luffy grabbed your arm and pulled you into the kitchen. You hungry? Luffy pushed you into a chair. He pushed your chair closer to the table. He sat next to you. All right, our chef Sanji is the best cook ever. Luffy began to bang on the table. Sanji! Oh, hungry! Out from the broom closet came a really happy man, rather derpy looking. You have the food thus! Shouted the man. Luffy whispered to you, "Oh, Sanji." Luffy gave Sanji thumbs up. Okay, basic, it's 2 sandwiches! Sanji opened the fridge and pulled out 4 slices of bread, some condiments, and a cucumber. He proceeded to cut the cucumber in half and put it between the slices. He put them on 2 paper plates and placed them on your table. You stared at your sandwich. It was covered with hair and slobber. Sanji gave you the happiest smile in the world. You had no choice but to taste it. You take a bite. It was the most bitter and vile thing you've ever eaten. You managed to prevent yourself from spitting it out. You forced yourself to swallow. The water didn't help wash the taste out very well. The water was the only normal thing on this ship. You managed to finish your meal. Well, did you enjoy it? Yeah, shouted Sanji with the biggest smile. Oh, of course, I'm so full. Nice save, me. You managed to prevent him from giving you another disaster of a sandwich. Okay, break's over. Let's go explore more of the ship. Sanji, back in the closet, said Luffy. Sanji proceeded to lock himself inside the closet. A rat crawled its way under the door. You heard a loud crunch and a satanic laughter. Lunch, said Sanji. You better fucking not, said Luffy, forcing the door open. He walked in and closed the door behind him. You heard slapping sounds and laughter. Luffy opens the door with a dead rat in his hand, and he puts it in the trash can. Oh, I told you not to eat the rats. They are our friends, shouted Luffy. Sanji was smiling and laughing. Okay. Sanji walked back into the closet. You pretended you were just looking out the window. There was an awkward silence for a good couple of seconds, which felt like forever. Luffy looks at you with a smile. Alright, let's go listen to some music. Luffy forcibly grabbed you again and brought you to a dark room. The floor creaked, and Luffy lit a candle. The room lit up. The very first thing you see was a skeleton sitting in a chair. Your heart stops, and you feel the room closing in on you. Luffy walks over to the dead body and pokes it. You hear that, Blink? Said Luffy. Great tune, right? Said Luffy. Right. You tap your foot. Oh, you suck at dancing! Oh well, that's enough, Brook. Luffy tapped the skeleton. I don't think you've met Zoro yet. Luffy walked you outside. He made you wait on a bench while he grabbed him. You felt pressure on your stomach and it rumbled. You had to go and you had to go now. You couldn't handle it anymore. You had to use the bathroom ASAP. You got up from your seat and rushed to a door. Luffy came out of the door pushing a man in a wheelchair from another. Don't go in that room! Shouted Luffy. His words reached you a little too late as you opened the door. A deer came running out of the room. The deer ran up the stairs and rammed a few barrels. One of the barrels rolled towards Nami at a fast speed and smacked her in the face. Because of her sunburn and terrible acne, Nami felt serious pain and began to scream loudly. Luffy tried to catch the deer, but the deer jumped off the ship and landed in the ocean. It began to swim away, but sinking consumed it. That was our fucking doctor! Luffy kicked a crate. Stop, Nami! Nami continued to scream. Luffy ran over with a pipe and smacked her in the back of the head. Nami passed out. You panic and pull out your knife. It's okay! Calm down! We can catch no deer! We won't hurt you! Luffy put his hands up. He put your knife away. Anyways, so this is Zolo, said Luffy, pointing to the man in the wheelchair. Zolo looked at you with a sincere smile and waved. He rolled over to you and shook your hand. Hi, I'm Zolo. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Blank. You both smile at each other. Zolo seemed to be extremely normal and unfitting for this ship. Zolo notices your shaky movements and points you to the bathroom. You rush over to it and close the door behind you. You sit on the toilet and you release your bowels into the bucket and give you a huge sigh of relief. You wipe yourself and pull your pants up. You notice there is no way to flush. You just leave it there and ask about it. Hey, Zolo, what do I do about the, you asked. Oh, that? Don't worry. Ramon's already working on it, said Zolo. Oh, in fact, she's done already. You turn around to see a tall, thin, scrawny woman, pale as a ghost with a huge grin. You noticed something in between her teeth. She kept smiling and giggling. You noticed the stuff between her teeth was brown. You decided to just turn around and never talk about it again. Zolo rolled up to you. He smiled and looked at you with the swords in his lap. I'm gonna become the greatest swordsman. Zolo gripped his chest. Yeah, my heart's not so good either. Zolo looked at you with a confident smile. But that won't stop me from being the greatest swordsman in the world. You felt a genuine, heartwarming feeling. I get it. You also felt sorry for him. You didn't want to think about it too much. Oh, wait, Blank. Mind if we stop here? Zolo needs to meet with someone. Is that Lair Island? You asked. Yeah, Zolo's meeting someone there. Luffy smiled. Zolo's face lit up like a Christmas tree. He was excited to meet this person. Was it family? Was it a friend? We eventually arrived to the island. Hey, Blank, can you wheel Zolo to the island and guide him to the person he wants to meet? I need to make sure no one escapes. You nodded in agreement. You figured it was alright because Zolo was the most tame out of them all. You wheeled him off their ship and took him around the town. You both stared at the fruit stands and some of the other food stalls. You decided to buy him a bag of apples, giving their chef is a little not there. You both eventually make your way to the bar, the place Zolo was supposed to meet his friend. Both of you exchange smiles and open the door to the bar. Your heart stops, and your sweat feels like a million needles. Your body could not move from the sight of seeing the pirate warlord, Dracula Mihawk, sitting across the bar. You wanted to panic, and you wanted to run out of there, but you noticed Zolo rolling towards him enthusiastically. You glance around the room and see two people standing behind Mihawk wearing t-shirts with the words Make-A-Wish Foundation on it. Your body no longer felt fear. You felt sorrow. You were reminded that Zolo did not have much time left on this planet. You sat down and decided to watch him from afar. The two people standing behind Mihawk waved Zolo down. Mihawk and Zolo exchanged handshakes and smiled. So, what's the one thing in the world you desire? Asked Mihawk. Zolo looked back and smiled at you. He turned back around and stared Mihawk in the eyes. I want to become the greatest swordsman alive. Zolo pulled out his 3 swords and placed them in his lap. Mihawk's eyes awkwardly tried to avoid Zolo's. You felt Mihawk didn't want to be here and he just wanted to leave. Well, Zolo, the fact that you've made it this far despite your disability means you've already attained your wish. You are the greatest swordsman in my eyes. Mihawk gave a genuine smile. He patted Zolo on the head and said his goodbyes. Mihawk, along with the other 2 volunteers, began to walk out of the bar. You catch a glimpse of Mihawk's face filled with gloom and pity. He didn't want to say anything to Zolo when he rolled back up to you. Zolo was the happiest you've seen him. You've only known him for a couple of hours, but you feel as if this was the happiest he's ever been. The both of you walk back onto the ship. Luffy waves at Frankie and the ship begins to sail. You sit down on the ship. You watch Zolo roll into his room for the night. You feel a little drowsy, so you decide to fall asleep. Despite how insane this crew was, you felt safe around them. Safe enough to fall asleep, at least. While you were about to drift off, you felt someone poke you. You hear whispering. You jolt up and see the entire crew staring at you. Did you arrive to the destination already? You felt a little uneasy, as if they were watching you all night. But you head up to the bathroom to freshen up. You open the door and Robin is standing on the bucket. You step back and bump into Frankie. You look back and you notice you're surrounded. What the hell's going on? You shouted. They begin to push you further and further into the bathroom. You try to shout, but your throat locks up. Luffy pulls out a bag of diapers. Robin begins fondling feces. Frankie is holding a dragon dildo, and Sanji is holding a file with papers in it. One of us, said the crew. No! You shout. One of us, shouted the crew. Sanji drops the files with the papers in it. The papers scatter all over the floor, revealing its work of IGPH Skype. You scream, but you know your efforts are for nothing. The crew has surrounded you, and Luffy reaches his hand out towards your face. The hand covers your face, and you black out. Oh, holy shit, that was terrible. Not the terrible kind of terrible. That was just... I hope you enjoyed that. That was a Tommy Dickles fanfiction. I have been Father Sweet. You have been you. Please consider liking, subscribing, sharing. It really helps me out. Someone's honking their horn outside my house. Oh god, it's the Mafioso. Take care. Good day.